But growing old is inevitable. We're all going to age. And you can't predict or control some of what comes with aging, but you also don't need to lean into the myths that we just went over.
Absolutely. And having a vision on how you want to live and bring healthy habits and routines into your life can extend your life and make these years more fun and active. We all are staring down the aging process, and we tend to focus on the negative aspects.
And the negative aspects is easy to get caught up with all that can go wrong. You know, the news is filled with so much wrong information, which can lead us down a path of negative thinking as we age, which is not healthy.
Not healthy at all. So today we're going to debunk some myths that we saw in a report from the National Institute on Aging.
And they didn't know my dad.
Are you sure?
Maybe. But my dad became the inevitable grumpy old man. Love him to death, great dad. But man, as he aged, he really got sucked into all of these myths. He would say things to me like, you just wait till you're 70 and see how you feel. Well, how is that helpful? And then he would say to me, why can't you just let me live my life the way I want? Well, the problem was he stopped exercising, he stopped walking, he ate like crap, and finally his legs gave out, and he had to get that little auto lift chair.
I remember that.
With a little remote control.
Yeah.
That was the end of him.
Yeah.
That was the end of him. The doctors all said once people stop walking and using a walker or a wheelchair, the decline just becomes more rapid.
That's true.
And he aged very poorly.
You know, conversely, my mom was the complete opposite. She seemed to get younger every year. Always learning, always growing, always exercising, always living life to the fullest, always surrounded by friends and people she loved. First one to say yes to jump in the car, first one to say yes to go out to lunch, first one to pick up a new sport, first one to get on the floor with all her grandkids or be the grandmother at all the sidelines yelling at the kids about plays. I mean, she was the complete opposite.
We should have had her spend time with my dad. Straighten him out a little bit.
She would have killed him.
But these are the choices that my dad made and Jody's mom made. And we now have to make the choices on how do we want to live this phase of life. But let's jump into some of these myths that we found out about. And the first one is depression and loneliness are normal in older adults. My dad would have said absolutely.
And my mom would have said no way.
Yeah, and it is not true. It's not a normal part of the aging process. It isn't. But if you are isolated and you don't take care of your relationships, you can become depressed and lonely. And chronic loneliness, which is feeling lonely for 2 weeks or more, is one of the worst things that you can do. It's worse than having smoking 15 cigarettes a day.
Or being overweight or having diabetes.
Yeah.
I mean, there's lots of studies around that.
Right. So it can happen, but it's not normal, and it's not something that you should expect to happen, but it might take some work.
Yeah, definitely. The second myth that we want to debunk is the older I get, the less sleep I need. And honestly, that's just not true. No. We all need between 7 and 9 hours of sleep a night.
You need 10.
And I would love 10. I never get 10,
yeah,
but I
you
would
do.
love 10. My mom slept more as she aged, and actually that helped her stay cognitively aware, stay enthusiastic, stay energized throughout the day. Adequate sleep can reduce your risk of falling down and improve your mental well-being. So don't give up on sleep.
Yeah, the thing with sleep, I was going to do this finger. That's my wedding ring.
That is.
That connects us for life.
Yikes.
We both use Oura rings.
Yeah.
And that tracks our sleep. And one of the first things we do in the morning is check the deep sleep, the REM sleep, the light sleep, how many hours we did. It just makes it really part of our life.
We're definitely more aware.
We're more aware, and we know it's important.
Right.
Another myth is that older adults can't learn new things. That's just not true.
Right.
I mean, we all can learn new skills, a new language. We can create new memories. I mean, look at what we're doing with Retirement Transformed.
Yeah.
We never had to do video and things like this in our careers. We've learned all kinds of things.
That's absolutely
And
true.
we read a ton of books. So we love to learn. We're like sponges. So it's totally not true that you can't learn new things as you age.
And I'll tell you, join our Facebook group because I'm always posting articles in there about aging people learning new or mastering new things. So definitely join the Facebook group. The fourth myth is it's inevitable that old people will get dementia. It's not a normal part of aging to get dementia. Many people will live well into their 90s without significant cognitive decline and any association to dementia. So it's not inevitable.
It's not, and not everyone will get it. And my mom had it, so I'm aware of it,
Right.
and I think about it. But just because she had it doesn't mean I'm going to get it.
Right.
And I think it's really important to do some healthy things to make sure that you ward it off a little bit by exercising, maybe quitting smoking, things like that,
Right.
to reduce your chance of getting it.
Sure, absolutely.
So another myth is older adults should take it easy and avoid exercise so they don't get injured. Again, well, my dad said, no, I'm not going to exercise. I don't want to fall down and get hurt. It's just the opposite. If you even just walk 20 minutes a day, rapid walking, you can extend your life by 5 years. And again, exercise improves your physical and your mental health.
And again, always check with your doctor.
Right.
But not many doctors are going to tell you, no, sitting still is going to be your best idea. Right. So believe in exercise. Myth number 6 in and around that is if a family member has Alzheimer's, I will also have Alzheimer's.
Yeah,
and
we kind of touched on that with the dementia thing.
Right, because some research does indicate you may be a little bit more at risk and you definitely want to go to the doctor because, if you have a family history of Alzheimer or dementia, there may be some genes that are linked to that. But don't forget, lifestyle factors such as exercise, diet, and, stopping smoking can affect your risk levels of Alzheimer's.
Yeah, it's something that we talk about. It's something that I'm aware of. I went for my annual physical this past June, and I remember talking to the doctor about it and said, should I take a memory test or something just to kind of get a baseline? She said, no. As you get older, your memory does get a little worse, so that's normal. Like sometimes I get in the car, I'm like, where the hell am I going? Or you walk into a room. We did a great YouTube video on this.
We did.
You walk into a room and you get in there and you forget why you're there.
Right.
That doesn't mean you have dementia or Alzheimer's. You just forgot. It happens. Your brain gets so busy. So you can't let little things like that freak you out.
Right.
Here's another myth. Now that I'm older, I have to give up driving. I actually would like to give up driving.
I think you've all but given up driving.
Can I give up driving and you take over?
Sure.
Yeah, you don't. It has nothing to do with your age. It has everything to do with your ability.
Right.
So at some point, it's probably going to make sense.
Yeah.
And, we did that for your parents we didn't have to do it for.
No.
But my mom and dad, we had to do it. No one wants to give the keys up.
Right.
But my dad was drinking all the time, so that obviously was not a good thing. And my mom with dementia, it didn't really work.
But honestly, we have a friend whose mom is bearing down on 90.
I know.
And she not only still drives, she still works, she still does her own gardening, she still has a daytime job, a nighttime job, helps him at his place.
Yeah.
So I think what you have to remember is now that you're older, take stock of how you are. What are your abilities? And if giving up driving is one thing that you need to do because it's unsafe,
Right.
do it.
Yeah.
But don't just do it because you hit an age milestone.
But as you get older, things start to happen. Your response time becomes slower. Your vision is not as good as it used to be. And your hearing could affect your ability to drive safely.
Right.
So all of that is not anything to do with your age. It's just with your ability. And I noticed myself backing up is not like it was when I was in high school. I could back up at 40 miles an hour and do a little spin
I don't think I
and
ever
keep going.
did that.
But now it's a little closer. And then, so, anyway.
Another myth is, and I love this one because I've actually heard this from a client of ours, forget about it. I'm too old to stop smoking.
And my mother smoked until the day she went into the memory care unit at the nursing home. She was 75, 2 packs a day. Mm-hmm. She definitely would have believed in this.
Yeah, I know. She probably said that to us a couple of
sure,
times.
I'm 75 and I'm fine. What's the problem?
Yeah. But it doesn't matter how old you are or how long you've been smoking. quitting at any time will improve your health.
Right.
It's just a direct correspondence. The benefits are almost immediate, and within a few hours, the carbon monoxide levels in your blood begin to decline. So you're never too old to quit smoking.
Yeah, I mean, it lowers your heart rate and your blood pressure. It lowers your risk of cancer.
You just gotta quit.
Heart attack, all of that.
That's a bad
and
excuse.
And there's a lot of options.
Yeah.
So seeing your doctor, there's, nicotine replacement theory, patches, gum, lozenges.
That's right. Even
Yeah.
hypnosis, I think,
Yeah.
these days.
But growing old is inevitable. We're all going to age. And you can't predict or control some of what comes with aging, but you also don't need to lean into the myths that we just went over.
Absolutely. And having a vision on how you want to live and bring healthy habits and routines into your life can extend your life and make these years more fun and active.
So watch this next video on healthy habits for a happy retirement. We help you incorporate healthy habits into your life, and we want to challenge you to make these changes now. So click here to watch the next video.